going to be interesting to see how both of these teams run out into this game.
Super excited for this one, yeah. You mentioned it, it's a clash of champions here between these two teams. And, you know, for Kang, they're coming in a position where I think they really trying to kind of prove their salt and that they still got it. I know they do, I think we all know they do, but the question is, how will it compare to a more recent champion in Illuminaughty here as this joust goes out? Kang certainly looks really strong to start, and looking strong though on the start is Ender right off the bat with the first two here, courtesy Speedy on the assist.
Yeah, and there's those super fast stacks coming through. Illuminaughty has just been known for their speed recently. I mean, actually even coming up through the preseason, even they had some of the tied fast stacks, but I think they've just been starting to edge that out. Had a huge blast winning that neutral joust and getting into that nice offensive zone where they're able to keep that disc, get a nice little pass, kind of blundered in the beginning, but they're able to still pick up that point.
That's kind of one of the staples really from preseason as well for Illuminaughty, is they're really strong just on keeping composure. It doesn't seem like they get bothered too much by little mistakes here and there. They just make up for it with good fundamentals as well as the speed, things like that. They play a pretty even-keeled game, which is something the Kangorillaz in the past have been very well known for. And here they go, but just couldn't quite get the read on the pass, but still a rebound, and then off to the other side here to Loveridge.
Yeah, that was actually a really clean snag Strembitsky had there in the top of the bubble. Still being able to hold on to it. Kangorillaz trying to move this disc forward, moving really slow. Kind of that staple Kangorillaz play. The real steady passing into the bubble. Now a nice cross pass across the bubble. Matt trying to take a shot, going a little bit wide low, and it's going to be back out for kind of a reset, looking to get into Illuminaughty's hands here to get their offensive pressure going.
And somehow, though, Kang actually does get there first. It looked like Illuminaughty had a lot of time to get back to the front line, but cannot make the open goal, however. So Kang here a little bit just off balance, I suppose, to start this game, and missed a couple passes, missed an open goal. Not what we're used to seeing, but I'm sure, as is often the case, give it a minute or two and things will calm down for these teams as they go in for a pass. And see, right there for Illuminaughty, QL Young the rebound and gets it, but off another kind of missed pass. So just kind of in the feeling out process, I suppose, are these two teams.
Yeah, a little bit of that pre-game kind of, that nerve kind of breaking it in, getting everything kind of starting to roll. A fortunate bounce off that bottom panel, feeding it right back up. Able to get Illuminaughty up onto the board with a 4-0 lead coming into this game.
And yeah, I was just talking to you about that too, right before the stream started. Just wondering how the jitters go sometimes, beginning of the season or knowing your stream. You have, 40, 50 people watching at these points, and it's definitely a factor. Everyone handles it a bit differently, but at the end of the day, just you come here to play, you have so many people coming in here to watch, and you want to execute. So give them a couple minutes, though, and execution on the shot. It's QL Young again, twice in a row now.
Yeah, that was a nice play coming forward with Illuminaughty, trying to slowly kind of work their way up, just strangling out Kangos, getting some nice passing, working their way in, and crossing up QL with the assist off of Speedy. Very nice, getting him up to even 6-0 now with 6 minutes left. Nice start there.
And the rollout here, all the players inverted for Kango, finding themselves down a little bit, as you mentioned, but not too much, and they can certainly come back here with some of those famed Kangorillaz cross passes as Illuminaughty takes place on D. Now going up and in, too, for Strembitsky, and that was kind of an efficient way for them to finally get on the board. They didn't have too many defenders in there, just a pair, so works out for them.
Yeah, that's the classic Kangorillaz right there, where they just work their way through that midfield. Starting off, they get those nice kind of onside passes, work it through the midfield, a nice cross pass through the bubble, and being able to score that, getting them onto the board.
That's the thing about Kang, as we see an interception from them here. So a chance maybe for a 3, but no, just barely out the reach. Too much speed on that disc as it flies through for an interception actually to Mad. So Loveridge now with the disc, and here's again some slow play from Kangorillaz.
They're not too worried here. Trying to just get some nice passing, working around the bubble here, knowing they have 5 minutes left, and scoring that to Strembitsky. A nice shot, working their way through again.
Right, back at him now, and there it is. So a few minutes have passed, and now we're seeing a lot more connections on the passes. We saw the interception in the midfield, thanks to the defense, and This from both teams now, it's what we expect. It's settling down, and now we have plenty of game to burn still as these teams try to burn each other a little bit with these offensive moves, and Illuminaughty on the back line trying to work it into the other side right now.
Yeah, some nice cross passes and recovery coming through from Illuminaughty with that missed QB pass, but still Ender taking the nice wise back pass there. Suburban trying to work his way forward. And a nice deep pass from Bisky hitting it with his face there. Nice play coming through from him trying to break that up. Kind of this loose disc bouncing around though, but with 4 minutes left on the clock, still plenty of time for both these teams. Illuminaughty keeping it, but a nice snag and that boost coming through from Kangos. Trying to see what they're going to be able to produce here with this open goal. Stack coming through, and a nice 3-point shot sunk by Strembitsky. That was some fantastic work there from Kangorillaz.
So right there, Kangorillaz down 6-0 to start the first few minutes, and now in a span of maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, right there now, ahead by 1. 4:20 left. Nice.
Yeah, settling down and putting their foot to the floor, knowing they still have time on the clock to play with. Kangorillaz putting 7 points up in a short amount of time. Very good work here for the Stacks coming through and pressuring Suburban there. Ender kind of taking his time, a nice little bounce back pass here. And let's see what Illuminati is going to be able to do. A nice cross pass coming forward into the bubble. Dangerous as always. Coming up and close again, but Sealable going to be able to clear that out for him.
Get the clear, but back on it is Illuminaughty. It's Speedy and Q with a quick stack. Right now, Ender trying to blaze a trail here for Illuminaughty. Coming in from a tight corner. Now, see, that's dangerous. Ender going for his kind of classic move there with a shield when he has a disc in his hands. Not paying off initially. The pass now a bit off, so looks like the Kangorillaz defense really starting to come together and just absolutely clamping down. Back to back, maybe back to back again, as on the back is an Illuminaughty player. On the stack, though, trying to get the disc is Strem, and up by 3 are Kangorillaz here.
Oh man, that Kangorillaz defense was something to behold. That was some fantastic work there. Getting the clear down to the other side, boosting through. Loveridge with an unfortunate stun out, but Strem being able to clean up that play. Fantastic work from Kangos just coming through and taking this lead.
Absolutely, as that disc goes right through. So Kangos now, again, they were down 6-0, and now on a 9-0 run here with under 3 minutes left in the first round. Now Strembitsky, can they do it again is the question. There's a good stack, but just taken right back by Q and emptied out into the other side.
Yeah, nice clear, bouncing, ricocheting through that left tunnel, but the stacks from Kangorillaz quick, pressuring Ender. Getting up to Suburban Legend, they're going to be trying to get this set up, a nice little pyramid setup here. Cross pass coming through the bubble, Suburban draped in defenders and being able to put that in.
Very nice move there. They took advantage of what was a heavy number situation and just scored. So finally, after a bit of a scoring drought, it's Illuminaughty coming back with some points to make it a 1-point game.
Oh, this looks like this might be coming down to a nail biter on this rollout here for Kangorillaz, though. Working this through their midfield with their kind of staple play. Sealable working this upside down on the ceiling. Let's see how he's going to be trying to progress this through with Loveridge, taking some of that pressure off of the back pass.
Absolutely, and now coming down here, it's going to Strem up high, finding Seal, one more pass, and one more score. The passing is on point for both of these teams, but Kangorillaz benefiting now to the tune of 11.
Man, so these passes, I mean, they make it look so simple, right? You look at all these top tier plays and you see these top tier teams and you see how they're just connecting all these passes in a row. Kango's being able to connect all those passes back to back to back and just leading them to success, doing some of that stapled Kangorillaz passing right there through the midfield as well.
And they have a minute 17 left to secure this first round. Suburban, though, for Illuminaughty, wanting to stop it, trying to put the hurtin', but cannot. So off to the top wedge and back down low again, collected here by Kang. Kang, if they can score here, this will be absolutely huge for them. It's maybe an open situation. No, they opt for a slow roll out and actually getting stunned. So nice contest over there to turn it back over and take possession. So Illuminaughty staying alive with less than a minute.
Yeah, but a nice cover there in the backfield. Sealable bag being able to get that clear to stay in on their side. This looks like this might end up eventually being a dagger here for Kangorillaz, taking this win away from Illuminaughty, but they're going to be working their way up, trying to see if they can get an extra 2 points. And into the bubble is Loveridge, putting that in for pretty much a dunk right at the end of the game there. Fantastic drive and hold from Kangorillaz.
And with that, up by at least couple goals and just no time to spare here. So I don't know. It seems like Kangorillaz, they came prepared with a mission in mind, and so far, so good. Just after that first few minutes, coming right back with some absolute power. Now Ender, though, trying to end it. Maybe on a good note for Illuminaughty, but could not quite. One more, maybe off the back, but no, does not roll. So first round going to Kango, 13-8.
What a game. Looked like it was going to end up being really close to a nail biter. They're still even close in the points, but I would never even get close to counting Illuminaughty out in this game. They're going to be coming out of this next tunnel hot on this neutral joust, trying to get into the second and push a third round.
Oh, without a doubt. Illuminaughty, I would not be surprised to see him come back here and win the second round at all, because we know how good of a team they are. I mean, they've had those comebacks even in the playoffs, the championship brackets. They're, like I said before the stream even began, before the match began, they're a team really just knows how to recollect and use these minute-long intermissions between rounds to their full advantage.
Yeah, I've been caught saying on a couple of the podcasts that Sir Dimway has been hosting, and maybe even I said it on Ignite's podcast, but Illuminaughty is, I swear to God, untiltable. They have some of the best mental in the game coming through. I feel like nothing could get onto their minds. They're just able to clear their minds. We saw in the preseason finals where Joker was even able to mercy them towards the end of one of their games, and they just came out of the next game and still were able to take it, winning out the preseason championship. So nothing to be surprised of there from Illuminaughty.
Yeah, and that whole series too, just an absolute battle of attrition, if nothing else, and coming out on top. But off to round two, we will go. And quick friendly little reminder as the launch goes off here, a headbutt sends it astray. We do have that Twitch extension from Sealable Bag of the Kangorillaz at work right now, so over the video player, I'd be remiss to mention it, especially since it's a Kango game. But yeah, if you want the stats, it's on the video player. Now here we go. That's going to be a tight woven pass. The Strembitsky undoing it though, and off to the other side. Both teams finding their speed, finding their stride, finding the three. Strembitsky or Strembits 3 for the first here on Kangos.
Palidore the Punador coming out again, being able to string those together. But Strembitsky with a nice zone coverage there, like cutting off that bubble pass and being able to just the chain and boost from Kangorillaz coming forward and just prevailing for them and just paying absolute dividends, giving them another 3 onto the board.
Here's a nice leech from Speedy. Gets kind of stunned the momentum, stopping there on the players. A QL on the side, but taken right back in the bottom. A pile-up forming. Ender coming away with it. Suburban Legend looking, trying. Oh, what a grab from Strem on that short-range pass. Just snatched it right out of the air.
Strembitsky. This guy right now, he is going insane. He's popping off. He's stopping all of these in the bubble, and he's taking it through. A nice pass down to Loveridge, trying to see what they're going to be able to set up here. But this defense from Kangorillaz is just absolutely prevailing.
And yeah, it's I always say too, like for Kangos, it's sometimes their defense kind of comes and goes. At least in the past, it's really their offense that has been their absolute staple for a long time. But really, over this last couple of weeks, they've just been on point with that defense. Their offense has been great. Their defense is looking really tightened up here, and they're rolling. But Illuminaughty not far behind here as they move up on offense.
Yeah, Ender trying to, a nice cut pass from QL there, coming into the bubble, taking that 2-pointer, getting him onto the board. A nice cut there coming through from Ender and QL working together.
Yeah, that was a great move there, and so more passing game from Illuminaughty. Not to not give them credit, because they are a phenomenal passing team and all about that teamwork. A lot of the time I mentioned how it's Ender, the recipient of a lot of that assist game from Illuminaughty, but really all of them just very willing teammates and passers, and they're going to feed the hot hands and the open man every time they can.
Yeah, they're excellent team players. And as we talk about Ender with the absolute snag, getting it off the backboard, it's going to ding awfully close. Mad going to be getting it through. Ender again, dinging it, unfortunately, again off the post. And it looks like Illuminaughty's going to be able to try to recollect this and bring this through.
They will, in fact. So maybe a chance here to take a lead off the good barrier pass. QL from Burbs on that assist.
Yeah, kind of some unfortunate dings coming there from Ender, but eventually being able to sink a 2-pointer is QL. some fantastic teamwork and some good offense too to be able to recollect those and still keep that inside that offensive bubble, keep the pressure up and get more shots on that.
The launch underway here, 1 point game in Illuminaughty's favor after a few minutes in the second round. Kangos taking that first one, 13 to 8. So strong effort from them, and right now back on the offense. I mentioned too, as Ender does get this snag, tries to squeeze it through, could not. Still rebounded by Suburban, and another attempt here down low on the pass.
Oh man, these are getting closer and closer. Ender having another close opportunity there, but it's not able to come through. Working their way up into the bubble. These cross passes through mid, trying to finally get their work way through, and then QL getting into there, and a nice cross pass cut from Suburban. That is absolutely disgusting. That is some great teamwork there coming through. And a nice cut, a thing of beauty again coming out from Illuminaughty.
Yeah, feeding the disgusting pass, and you know what? Burbs gladly swallowing it up for a good goal right in there, and now Kango's rolling out. So 3-point lead going to Illuminaughty here, and well, Kango's trying to come right back. We mentioned, actually, forget that because I'm gotta mention Strem putting on yet again more points.
Sorry there, as I catch myself trying to get a drink of water here to keep on going, but that was a nice deep pass. Yeah, breaking through into the offensive bubble. Strem just in the right place again with that fantastic positioning and getting another 2 points on the board for him.
It's interesting watching, I mentioned this on a lot of my casts, but just the development of all these players individually. In a time before, as this beautiful cross goes through, Speedy's going to buy himself a one-on-one, but gets stunned in the process and dings it. But the evolution of these players in the past, it used to be, a case as a, almost shot goes through. Stealable bag, gets a pass right to Mad and in to the bottom. It's underhanded, and, they demanded a score there for the 1-point lead.
Yeah, pretty close cross coming through with Mad, though, on that shield, though. Just another kind of that right position cut where Kango always kind of likes to just get those cuts through the shield and getting into the offense, just paying out for them again and getting another 2 points. But as you were saying?
As I was saying, I'm going to learn to not try and tell any anecdotes during the middle of these games, because when I think they're going to slow it down, then they speed it up and score again, so forget it. But over here it goes to Ender as he'll back it out and cut off almost by Loveridge, but over to Suburban again.
Yeah, just getting some of that spacing coming through. A nice cut pass from QL. Just back and forth cut passes across the bubble, just showing how that meta has just absolutely started to dominate in this 4v4, where you just get that extra player onto the field and you're able to set up plays like this, and you get to continually see this over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that one, I mean, it was almost saved for that matter by Illuminaughty. They had or by Kang. They kind of turned from Kangorillaz into more of a, I don't know, an octopus for a moment. You had like all 8 hands in there, just grabbing the disc, but still squeezing it through. Kango's taking this over again. They are down by 1. There's still 3.5 as that one is a full shot. No half anything for Strem. He's looking to close this one if he can.
Strem is absolutely on fire right now, and an absolute sinker of a 3 through the tunnel. Get them up to that 2-point lead coming through with 3 minutes left. Absolutely crucial that he hit that. And he's Strem clutching up for his team right now. Absolutely.
19 points for Strem, leading the way easily on this game so far, as that one gets stolen out by Sealable. So more momentum maybe on their side. But yes, Strem is a man on a mission and looking for the bottom of the goal. 3 points. Loveridge just doing exactly what he can do. And that is a buffer starting to build for Kang.
Kango has just absolutely found momentum coming into this game. They're just getting continual drives, getting these people downfield that eventually are just sneaking their way, getting open in their position, and sinking these threes over and over again and absolutely paying against that open goal.
So do you think that for Illuminaughty, I mean, is this a case of them doing something inherently wrong, or is it just Kango's playing, perfectly just about?
I don't know how much Illuminaughty is actually doing wrong. This Kango's boosting just seems to be absolutely beating them up and down the field. Just getting there before Illuminaughty is going to be able to get back.
This one, though, looks like they have a big numbers opportunity, and they go for 2, so just nearly on the edge of that bubble, but could only buy themselves a 2-pointer.
Yeah, very close to a 3 there. Kind of unfortunate for them. Sure, it's going to be paying a little bit, but still only being down by a 3 is not too bad. Still having plenty of time to come back into this game. Illuminati still with 1:50 on the clock coming out on this rollout with Kangos, seeing what kind of pressure Illuminati is going to be able to push forward here.
So I think the biggest thing right now for Illuminati, obviously they want to cause some turnovers rather quickly, is they need to make sure, as you mentioned, Kang kind of beating him out on the speed sometimes. Illuminati needs to make sure that if they can cause this turnover, that they're looking and hanging on to their stacks. No one's getting stranded. But right now, Sealable Bag handing it. Strem to Loveridge, and Seal demanding it as he gets that coverage right on the goal. And that is 5 points right back up here for Kango.
That is so tough to beat. Those passes were beautiful coming through from Kangorillaz, hitting every single pass, and Sealable being able to sit on the rim and dunk that in for him. Some nice bubble passing coming through, and Kango's just showing their dominance coming through with that.
Very impressive here, almost turning it over. So down by 5. Need to score quickly. Doesn't need to be a 3, but they just need to score either way. Right now, Suburban Legend, a tough one off the bottom, but still a rebound, and now 47 seconds left. We need to see a score here for Illuminati right now.
Yeah, they need to get onto this board quickly as they're going to be working their way into the bubble. QL trying to take it off the backboard, but an absolute massive save from Matt there. Lover's trying to get this out and finally getting the clear. It looks like this is going to be starting to seal the game a little bit here for Kangos.
Maybe. Now that's a 3-point shot. That will be sealed by Ender. There is not a lot of time. Maybe, 7 seconds or so after this joust? Maybe even less. So that is very narrow, and something very, very wrong would have to happen here for Kangos to drop this.
Yeah, going to see Illuminati here. You're going to absolutely blitz the QB, trying to just see if they can get anything out of this game still, and just not going to have enough left. An absolute beauty of a game coming through from Kangorillaz there. The passing, the boosting, and showing their speed that they've been able to come through. From preseason, where they've been kind of critiqued, saying that some of that speed wasn't there, it just seems that they've just hit the books and come home with a huge win for them.
Yeah, hit the book. I mean, hot off the press is what they were, because right now hot off the press is the fact that Kangos remains undefeated here in Season 1 so far, with what was just, I mean, an uncanny effort. It was consistent with their last couple matches now, and so they'll remain undefeated. The defending champs, Illuminati, here taking a loss. Very close one, especially in the second, but just, yeah, we can see how that panned out. And I think after, Kango's first 2 games, they looked good, obviously. They looked great, in fact, against Spaghetti opening, and then Team Joker, no doubt a tough matchup, especially for Kangos historically. Joker's always given Kangos a little bit of a handful, but yeah, this one against Illuminati, possibly just the best possible test against a defending champ, and they passed it with flying colors after what was a shaky start. 6-0 at the beginning of the first round in favor of Illuminati, but they never looked back after that. Kangos came back with like a 9-0 run, and then that was it.
Yeah, they turned around and hit the ground running, and Strembitsky especially, I mean, 19 points from Strem, an absolute huge performance coming through for him, and